Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy, Raygun MDR, back at it again with another video. Today we're going to be doing a deck profile with my favorite decks of all time, Prank Kids. Prank Kids has sort of upgraded its play from relying on poly and opening a bunch of different extenders to now relying on the Link 1 and coming off from there. This deck that I played recently went undefeated at a locals. Shout out to Project CCG. And yeah, it has some pretty good matchup, especially against Drychan, and it's okay against Dinos, but like Dinos is always going to be your worst matchup no matter what. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump to the deck profile. So starting off with the main deck, you're going to want to play three of each of the colors. So you're going to play 3 Fancies, 3 Dropsies, 3 Lamsies, and 3 Roxties. These are, your bread and butter of the entire deck. Like they're what make Prank Kids because they are the Prank Kids. So really good. My personal favorite, I have to say, is Roxy's, just because you get to draw 1. But yeah, they're amazing cards nonetheless. And the fact that they're all just different types too, like back when Colossus was a thing, you could make it with using Fancies, and then Dropsies leads to what's it called? Totally awesome. They're just great. Next, you're gonna play your three extenders. You're gonna play 3 Parallel Xyz. So I use this to make rank 4s, but it's also really good to chain block. And why? It's because the Prank Kids are really susceptible to a lot of different hand traps like Ash, Skullmeister. Like, you want to try to stop those as much as possible. And because Konami made the horrendous choice to put Called By to 1, this is your next best option. So Parallel Xyz, I love it a lot. You can make a lot of different rank 4s. Right now, I'm currently playing Dweller and Dugaris, which you'll see in the extra deck soon enough. Next, you're playing your Power Go second card. I'm maining Pinkertops. The only reason why I'm maining this is because decks that like to pop normal summon, such as Zoo, it's really good against them because you get them to waste their pop on this, and then you chain it to get rid of something else like a back row, maybe like a Floodgate or something. So I like Pinkertops. It's really good. There hasn't been an instance where I didn't need it, and if I don't need it, I just use it for fodder and I banish it off of Roxy's. Next, you're playing your 3 hand traps. You're playing 3 Meister, and then 3 Ash. Ash because it's Ash, and Skullmeister because there's a lot of different decks nowadays that rely on graveyard effects. And I just personally like Skullmeister because it's just amazing, Even in the mirror too, like it helps a lot. And Ash, it's just Ash. You can never go wrong with Ash. So that's it for the main monsters. Not a lot of different little variety. It is what it is, like Prank Kids, you can't really mix too much because then you get in the way of your engine, but it's still, it's really consistent. Next, off to the spells, you're going to play your Searcher, which is 3 Prank Kids place. You want to open up this so that you can chain block if you're going second, or even if you're going first and for some reason they put a monster on the field, I don't know, like a Gizmek or something. It's just really good going second. Then you're playing your 2 Pandemonium. I don't like this card at 3 because if I open too many of them and not as many kids, it's kind of dead. But it's really good for a follow-up if you have like an extra Prank Kids in hand and they ask your normal summon. It's really, really good so that you can power through a hand trap. If they have Gamma, then it's another way to power through it. Then I'm playing 1 Prank Kids Pranks. This was at 2, but I kept breaking with it because I kept opening multiples, so I kind of just put it to 1 because I always end up searching it off of Doodle anyways, so you get the recursion. And like, I don't know, it's really up to you if you want to play more than 1, but like me personally, I saw the most success playing 1. And the token effect does come into play a lot because there's a couple of changes I want to make to the extra deck, one being where you can play Link Karibo, and you could use a token and like another monster to make Anaconda. But yeah, I think it's really good at 1. Next, you're gonna want to play 3 Cosmic. Now, this card is you can switch it out for other hand traps if you want to, but me personally, I like using it against Eldritch because of the Conquistador, so that they don't pop my normal summon. However, this card is definitely interchangeable with a lot of different other cards. But it's just my personal preference to play 3 Cosmic, It stops a lot of different combo starters, such as, the Fields with Magical Meltdown, Shadal Schism, it's just really good and it's really versatile and stopping a lot of cards that, can become problematic. Next, you're playing your Dragoon out, 2 Book of Eclipse. It's not necessarily an out to Dragoon, but it forces them to use the negate, because if they don't, then you can just pop it with something like Access Code or your Butler, because it's face down, it can be destroyed. It's also really good against Drytron with the Vanity Lock. You can just Book of Eclipse their entire field, and they can't really do anything, If they have the Herald or Insight, that's fine, but like, Book of Eclipse just helps you power through like a big board of multiple negates or interruptions. So it's really good, and so far I have not encountered a situation where I did not need it. Next is a spicy tech. Shout out to my homie Zoe. 2 Ancient Leaf. So this is a card that has a one-time use effect where if you have 9,000 or more life points, you can pay 2,000 life points to draw 2 cards. So essentially, it's 1,000 per card that you're paying, and you're always going to have 9,000 life points in the beginning because of dropsies that you gain 1,000 life points. So it's just so versatile, and like, I understand that it only has a one-time use, but sometimes drawing those extra 2 cards can lead to you winning the game. And even then, if you draw another one, you can just banish it off for Roxy, so you have more fuel. So I love Ancient Leaf. It's so good. Next, you're playing your 2 Thunder Dragon Fusion. I was playing this at 3 because I was playing a different combo, but I think it's better at 2 because you only want to see it if you get in a beard. And even then, it's still kind of a hit or miss, because sometimes the Nibiru you really early, and if you don't get the fancies to dump multiple colors in the grave, you won't find a scenario where this is going to be live. So it's really good, and the whole follow-up where you banish it to search for fancies is really, really good. Almost every single time that I've used it, I ended up winning the game because I just extended through so many different things. And yeah, Thunder Dragon Fusion is really good in this deck. Next, you're playing all your 1-ups. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Terraforming, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Callby. I would play more of this if able. And then my personal tech on the deck, 1 Ultrapoly. So Ultrapoly says, pay 2,000 life points, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials. Neither player can activate cards in response to this card's activation. So right there, you have a spell speed 4 effect. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target the monster that you fusion summon, so essentially Rocket Ride, special summon materials back. So this is like another instant fusion that helps you make totally awesome. Your Abyss Dweller. It helps push the game state even more, so that you're not, lacking on either having a negate or having a floodgate. So I love Ultrapoly. It does not help in game 3, so I end up citing it out because of time. But when you're going first and you just want to set up an insane board, this is definitely the card that you're going to want to play. So that's it for the main. I know I'm not playing Plan because Plan isn't necessarily good right now, but like, I would rather just focus on more power cards, such as, like the Ultrapoly and the Monster Reborn, versus cards that, give okay recursion. Onto the extra deck, you're going to want to play 2 Meow Meow. Now, I have a lot of people telling me why am I not playing 3, and my mentality is that if you cannot play with 2, playing with 3 is like playing with training wheels. So you're going to want to play 2 because you can recur this with pranks, and you can recur it with the rocket. So it's really easy to play with 2, and playing with 3 is just overkill. So, and this is basically what pushed the deck to a new level, because without the Link 1, you have to go back to relying on opening Poly or finding a way to search Poly and not breaking on all your other cards. So like, Meow Meow really just changed the deck's tempo, and now it's just so much more aggro and fast. Then you're going to want to play 2 Doodle Doo. You could play this at 3. I prefer not to. It's fine at 2. I just wish there was more cards like it, because it's just really good, The search, you're always going to want to search your pranks off of it, because you want to recur the 2 of them. And the add back is okay. I only use it if I get hand trapped twice, because in that way I could at least make a Butler to try to sit on. But like, you only need 2 realistically. Next, you're gonna play your 1 Bow Wow. You only need 1. You rarely use the effect because you just rarely do. And the combo how this plays, you're only gonna have like 1 prank kids in your graveyard by the time you get to your opponent's turn. So you realistically won't have a chance to activate its effect. But if you do, you know, no Dark Hole, no Regeki for your Butler, right? Next, you're going to play your generic Link 2. You're going to play your Anaconda. Anaconda is your combo finisher, so you want to end on Anaconda plus everything else, like let's say a Dweller or a Toad. Anaconda just helps bring out your Butler a lot easier, so you don't have to open Pandemonium, or you don't have to search it. And it's really amazing because it's literally just a free Butler, so you can just extend everything and just set up an Anaconda and have you free Butler for your opponent's turn. Then you're going to have your Nightmare Unicorn. It's your generic Link 3. Good spot removal. Sets up for access code plays, which, speaking of, your Link 4 access code. So, kind of goes hand in hand. It's just a really good game finisher. Now you're going to want to play your rank 4s. You're going to play 1 Abyss Dweller and 1 number 60. Abyss Dweller is really good this format because Drytron and Dyna, so you get, just setting up a blind Dweller is really good. And then number 60, Dugaras, because if you, let's say you have the ability to make 2 rank 4s, if you want to make Dugaras, then you could, and it helps advance the game state even more because you're drawing 2. You can even Monster Reborn, or if you need to get over a Megaclops, you can summon a Toad, double the Toad, and then you can beat over the Megaclops. So, both have their uses. I prefer Dweller over Dugaras, but that's just me. Then for your last XZ, you're going to want to play Toad. Pretty standard, you know, every Pranked player who can make Toad will make Toad, and usually if you summon this, you'll end up winning the game. Now for your fusions, you're going to want to play 2 Rocket. I do not like the use of Weather Washer, and that's just my personal choice, but I believe that Rocket is just a lot better because of the fact that you can use this to make a lot of different cards, and it can extend past a lot of different hand traps. So that's why I believe 2 Rocket is better than 1 Rocket, 1 Weather Washer. So it's just, why would you want to wait till your opponent's turn to play? You know, what did you want to play during your turn? So that's my mentality on 2 Rocket, and plus the fact that you're playing your Ultrapoly and your Instant Fusion. There has been instances where I needed 1 more card or 1 more Instant Fusion in order to come back in a game. So that's why I ended up bumping this card up to 2. Because at 1 it wasn't enough, 2 is the perfect amount. And lastly, you're going to want to play 2 Butler. This is your true boss monster, non-access code. And this is what is, you know, so free nowadays because of the fact of the whole double Raigeki with your Meow Meow. Because Meow Meow allows you to banish it as tribute for one of your Pranked monsters during your opponent's turn. And Battle Butler is not a once per turn. So you can just boom, Raigeki once more, they put another 2 monsters up, boom, Raigeki again. So, and if you're lucky, you can pull up the triple Raigeki, where if you have enough extenders, you can just put Raigeki, and then another Raigeki in the grave. So, it's really, really good. This is one of my favorite, like, cards in the entire deck. Even the Graveyard Recursion comes up a little bit too, you know. There's been times where players forget that he has an effect in the graveyard, where if in the Nibiru when I had Butler, I'm like, okay, I'll just bring back like an access code or something, you know? So it's just really good. But yeah, so that is Prank Kids 2020-2021. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you guys think, and you know, I would really appreciate to hear what you guys have to say about it. I'm still kind of labbing this deck with me and my homie Zoe. But yeah, stay tuned for future videos in the future, and I will see you guys later.